Hello all, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to learn about if, else if, and else logic. Till now, we have seen the basic operations with VBA, but going ahead, having a look at some advanced functions, some loops like for loop, while loop, some advanced functions in VBA. So let's get started with the session. So the topics we'll be covering in this particular video will be if else, then if else, and then nested if. So without wasting time, let's get back to the Excel. I'm using the same sheet as we've been using it for the remaining sessions earlier, like to have entire code at at a single point. So what is if else logic? So why do we use it first of all? So if else logic is nothing but a condition. So where do we use it is like if we have a condition, say if the value of a particular variable exceeds or value of a particular variable matches a condition, then do this. Or if it doesn't matches, then do this. So if we have such logical operations, in that case we can use this if or else block. So we'll see a basic example. Consider x is equals to 10. We'll see if x is greater than 5, then so this is a simple if logic. It says it starts with a keywords which is if, then there is condition, and then it ends with then. So whatever it has to be executed, like if this condition is matched, whatever operations we have to do it, we have to write it over here, and it should end with end if. So always make sure whenever we are writing a single if, we should have at least one. We should have written an end if for that particular if. So if we have multiple if statements, we should have those many number of end if statements. Otherwise, you won't be able to execute this particular subroutine. Maybe I can show you one example over here. So I have one if statement, and I have not written any end if. So if I try to execute it, it says block if without end if, which means you cannot you cannot execute this particular subroutine if we have that end if statement is missing. So say I'll write a message box value of x is greater than 5. So consider my value of x is 10, and if x is my condition is if x is greater than 5, then it should get inside and show me this particular message box. So let's execute this. You can see when the value has matched, it got inside, and it says the value is greater than 5. Now say we'll have a value less than 4, so this condition won't match, so it will not get inside this particular loop. So let's try this out once. Yeah, you can see this, it has not got inside this particular loop. So for this also we can write some code, like if this condition is not met, what should we do? We can write else. So it says like if the value is greater than 5, then it will get inside this particular uh, loop or this particular condition, and execute whatever lines we have written over here. If this condition is not matched, then it will come in else logic. We will try to execute it. You can see now the value of x is 4, which is less than 5. That's why it has come in this else logic. We have one more thing which we call it as else if. So consider if we have multiple conditions, else if x is equals to 5, then message box value of x is equals to 5. So the condition says it will first of all check if the value is greater than 5. If this condition matches, then it will get inside this. If this doesn't matches, it will check for this condition. If this matches, then it will execute this particular line. If this also doesn't matches, then it will come in the final block and it will execute this particular line. So we'll try to execute it. We'll have a value of x equals to 5. So this condition won't be matched because the value of x is equals to 5, which is so this condition will be false. So you can see it has come inside the second logic. We can write one more else if statement. We can write a string here. So if it's a string, or let's have it 5. Let's try to execute it once first. Uh-oh. And let me give the value of x as string 5. Okay, so here I'll have to convert it into string first. Okay, so again this will not match because the value of x over here and here is same. Let me have another value as 10. Okay, so let's try, let's do this thing. If it is greater than 15. Okay, so why it was happening is like you can see, let me show you one over here. So this x is greater than 5, so this conditions will be executed in sequential basis. So it will first check this particular condition. If this matches, this will execute this particular condition and will come out. It will not check for the other conditions. So that's why, so you can see this, it has executed this particular condition and it came out. What we'll do is to execute the second condition, we'll try to modify the first condition for a bit, for a moment now. First, second, this is not matched, and you can see. So this is how we have, you can have an if statement return. You can have multiple else if statements, like depending on your conditions, and like you can have a end statement, like an else block, where like if any of these conditions doesn't match, then this particular this particular part of code will get executed. So that's how you execute if, or that's how you can write if and else blocks. Next is nested if blocks. So nested if means one if inside another if. So to give you an example, so here as we have the value of x as 10, let's have a condition if x is greater than 5, then and if, and inside this we'll have one more condition where we'll say if x is equals to 10, then we'll say MSG box as value of x is greater than 5 and equal to 10. Similarly, we'll write one else if block as well. Else block as well. Like let's not write else if. We'll have the same message. Just we'll do some modifications to it. It is greater than 5, but not equal to 10. And we'll have again as I said, we'll have else where it says MSG box value of x is less than 5. So let's try to execute this particular thing. So it will execute the first, like the above one. Then it comes inside. It says if this condition is matched, then it will get inside and will check the next condition. And if it finds a match, it will execute that particular line. At this time, it won't go inside this else as well as this else because these both these conditions got matched. So that's how you use if block, else if block, and nested if. So that's all we have for this particular topic. In the next topic, we'll see for and for each loops.